Good evening. Tonight we're going to look at what bow riding is and why it should be avoided. According to the United States Coast Guard statistics for the 2011 recreational boating season, 205 persons died from falls overboard during the recreational boating season for 2011. Those are 205 deaths that probably could have been avoided if people would understand what bow riding is and why they should not partake in that activity. Bow riding is a serious problem on lakes. I patrol on the waters for the recreational season. I see it all the time, and I make contact with folks that are partaking in that activity. My name is Lucas Pace. I'm a ranger specialist with Muskingum Watershed Conservancy District. My primary duty in the summer recreation season is marine patrol. So I'm out on lakes. I'm patrolling the lakes, looking for violations and safe hazards. Okay. Bow riding. We're going to look at bow riding from the perspective of Ohio law. Okay. Bow riding is considered anyone who sits, stands, or walks in an area not designed or intended for that purpose. So, if you're sitting on the railing of a boat, you're bow riding. If you're sitting above the gunwale of a boat, you're bow riding. If you're standing at the helm of a boat not intended to be stood at, you're bow riding. If you are sitting on the front of a pontoon boat, out beyond the railing with your feet dangling in the water, you're bow riding. So, everyone understands what bow riding is now. To sit, stand, or walk in an area on a watercraft not intended for that purpose. Okay? Now we can look at how to prevent and correct bow riding incident from occurring in the first place. Okay? Bow riding is a serious problem, and it can be corrected through education and enforcement activities. Bow riding can be corrected through educating the boating public. We're going to look at education by getting them the operators guides here in Ohio. We have pamphlets that are printed up by the state. We get out to the folks that have a lot of the operating laws within the booklet. They can get on the Ohio Division of Watercraft website and look up information as needed, or they can attend classes here in this state regarding boating and safe boating practices. Ohio Boaters Education course, I'm an instructor in that as well. That gets a lot of information out to boaters so they can know what bow riding is and how to correct it. Enforcement activities. We can correct bow riding through enforcement. What we mean by enforcement is actually making contact with folks on the water while they're bow riding, and typically we issue citations for those incidents where we actually observe someone bow riding. Okay? Now we'll look at the potential physical injuries and possibility of being killed while bow riding. Bow riding has the potential to create serious traumatic injuries or even death. So what happens when you bow ride, if you fall overboard, what's going to hit you? The boat's going to hit you. Whether it can cause blunt force trauma, or if you get under the boat and you're safe, what comes next? It's the propeller. Propeller strikes contribute to a lot of drownings, deaths from falls overboard. So we want to try to avoid that at all costs. We also want to look at death from falls overboard. Typically are associated with drowning, but the contributing factor is the person actually falling off the boat and getting hit with the boat. Then they drown. Okay. In conclusion, we're going to look at what bow riding is and why it's dangerous. We want to say what bow riding is once again, folks. So, bow riding is anyone who sits, stands, or walks in an area that's not intended for that purpose. If you do that, you're bow riding. It should be avoided at all costs. And if you have any questions or any comments, please get with me, and I can speak with you a little bit more after the speech. Thanks for coming.